In other news, the Border Management Authority calling for permanent solutions to ongoing problems with the Beitbridge border fence. The BMA says efforts to intercept illegal crossings into South Africa have become more difficult because of those problems, but drones are also helping to make arrests. Over 600 people who tried to cross illegally into South Africa from Zimbabwe since the start of the year have now been detained. Newzroom Afrika's Scara Mafokoane is following up those developments at Beitbridge. Joins us now. Scara, good afternoon. We saw from you 2 hours ago how this fence is really just a line of barbed wire. What's the latest on all of this?
Stephen, I couldn't hear your question clearly, but I will pick up, however. Since the last time we spoke to you, about 2 hours ago, where we were at the border fence, Stephen, you know, a couple of minutes after we were done with that crossing, as we started driving, actually, a family, 4 people, including 2 minors, were intercepted. Now, they were using the same pathway that we were at, so clearly meaning they were hiding somewhere in the bushes. So those people have since been apprehended and brought here at the border to be processed and possibly to be deported. But we've since moved, Stephen. We're at the border gate now, and I want to show you now. We've stepped into the nerve center. This is where the surveillance of the drone. This is the operation center where they get to see, as you can see, a border guard, Shikombi, is here, and he's the drone pilot and monitoring or surveilling the border fence, the line, and the Limpopo River there. So this is where much of the activity takes place. But let me introduce Bobunyela is the chief border guard here at Beitbridge, Mphatsoe Munyela. Thank you so much for joining us on Newzroom Afrika. We were with you earlier as we were patrolling the area, and we've noticed that, and these are problems that have been there. Fencing is a problem, much as you've got the flow here of people under control, those who cross legally. The big problem that you're facing is there by the fences. Talk to us about that.
Oh yes, indeed. Let me outline the fact that us as BMA law enforcement, we are indeed at the borderline. We are not alone there. We are with our stakeholders, the SNDF as well as the SAPS. But the fence itself is a problematic crisis for us, because now it disadvantages the whole process of arresting as well as deportation. We arrest someone now, and then within 30 minutes, we see the same face within our port that we need to cross over again. But what we usually do as law enforcement, we profile the individuals that giving us problems at the border, the port itself. Then we open cases for them so that they can go trial and then be charged as such. But the main point that you just mentioned of the fence really is a disadvantaging factor or a demoralizing factor for all of us as law enforcement. We are trying our level best to do as much as we can so that at least we are managing the space at all times within the area itself.
You say it's a crisis, and this is another agency of government needs to take care of that. And I think we've made appeals to and inquiries with the department which is in charge of that. What are some of the conversations, perhaps from BMA, that you are having with government in terms of assistance here on the border, especially the fence?
Yes, well, indeed, I think the BMA, our HQ, is trying by all means to engage all the stakeholders, public works and so on. But at this stage, we have various visits by the parliamentarians, we have various visits by government entities, but we don't see changes. We are appealing to the government that at least we must see changes on the ground, because really the fence is a problematic measure that contributes to this influx into the republic. So if the government is more involved, something must be done about this. And then even the members on the ground that will be working will see that we have a supporting element that will make things happen on the ground.
We're at the nerve center now, and Stephen, allow me, I'm going to move a bit to allow Bobunyela to see and take our viewers actually to see some of the footage that is being surveilled as Shikombi shows us on the drone there. Just talk to us about what we're seeing. I'm seeing 2 individuals, actually 4. 2 are past, there are 2 just here. Where, in which part of the border or along the fence is that?
Okay, currently we are, as we see depicts on the picture, it's a western side of the border, whereby the carriers or Zalawis, they carry luggages from our side to Zim side. Usually by the Limpopo River itself, there are boats, main boats that are operating there. We usually go and destroy the boats as well as the anchors. That's what is happening now, as we see on the ground. And then what usually happens when we see such activities happening, we engage our response team that goes straight on the ground and deal with the matters as they come, as they arise.
Just lastly, you say you deal with them from the South African point of view. Are there conversations that are taking place with your counterparts in the neighboring country, which is Zimbabwe?
Definitely, yes. Yes, we do have some conversations with our counterparts in Zimbabwe, but unfortunately there's no cooperation from the other side of the river, meaning Zimbabwe, they don't give full cooperation. Because if you can see on the ground, all these things are happening on the Zimbabwe side. Even the boats are staged on the Zimbabwe side. And on the edge of the river itself, of the bank of the river, we see the officials or law enforcement officials from Zimbabwe side who are also seeing this in front of them. So that is a major problem that we are facing. But the only thing that we need to do is to make sure that our side, we make sure that we protect our side of the country.
Chief Border Guard, thank you so much for your time. I see the aircraft battery is low. I was about to point, Stephen, that I noticed that this is the Limpopo River, and what we saw earlier, Stephen, was activity on the river side, actually. I'm not sure if Wushikombi can show that again. But however, Stephen, as you can see, the other side, that is the Zimbabwe side, and there's a lot of activity taking place there. Actually, when about 2-3 hours ago, when we were near the river, we noticed that there was a truck, Stephen, loading cargo, merchandise, which you have to ask yourself, how is it that crossed the river? So this is a major concern, Stephen, which the BMA says they're facing. They're appealing to the South African government, one, to assist with the fencing, at least as a deterrent to the people crossing alongside. Also, their Zimbabwean counterparts, law enforcement that side, because what we did see, in actual fact, if you can see this, right here, there are boats that are preparing actually to get into the water, and possibly they will be crossing into the South African side. And with my naked eye, I can see that there are items which will be loaded onto the boat. So the BMA are saying these drones are assisting to intercept. They can see what is happening that side, and as soon as they cross, they will be able to intercept and apprehend such activity. But what's concerning, Stephen, is this happens in full view of law enforcement in the Zimbabwean side, Stephen.
Scara, Mafokoane, it's amazing to watch this live and to see how this is happening, and almost so blatant. Obviously, we haven't seen them cross the water yet, but still, just incredible to see it in such an interesting and illuminating way. Scara Mafokoane, thank you very much indeed. I wonder where you can see we're not in control of this camera. Of course, this belongs to the Border Management Agency. So they're just having a look through their drone as to what people are doing on the other side and where they're going. It would seem, as he crosses the halfway line, that surely he is crossing into South Africa. I mean, he must know that he's being filmed. He must know that this happens all the time. And surely must have an idea that this is happening. Let's just see where this boat actually goes and whether it crosses the border into the South African side. Well, getting closer and closer, it would seem. Strange, though, on his own, unless he's come to fetch someone else. But, yeah, truly exceptional that we can see how this is happening here.
Here you again, Stephen.
It's amazing to watch this, Scara, to see that this is actually happening right in front of us.
Absolutely, Stephen, and it's I'm looking at this right now, and you can see there are people actually running towards the boat. So it would mean that the items that they're carrying right now will be loaded to this boat, which made just, it took less than 2 minutes for it to cross the Limpopo River. Bumnyela is still here with me. When you see such, Bumnyela, what is going to be the BMA's response now that we're seeing this on your drones?
Okay, well, the BMA what will do will engage the response team. They'll definitely rush to the scene where illegal activities are happening, and then we intercept those activities. If there are goods, those Zalawis trying to smuggle goods into their own country, Zimbabwe, that's what we'll do. We'll always intercept them on the ground, making sure that there are no illegal activities taking place. Yeah. So some of them, they managed to run away. Some of them, we are managing to arrest them. Yes, so the drone operation assists us very much on the ground to be able to see what is happening, and then it makes a huge impact. Using technology, advanced technology is a good measure indeed.
Absolutely. And Stephen, I must mention that I saw the port commander now who's on the phone, basically getting troops on the ground ready to go intercept what we saw now. It's actually a few meters, I would say about 2-3 kilometers from where we are, but there are boots on the ground together with the SNDF, hoping that they will intercept. But as you saw on the drone footage, the movement of those people, they are in a rush, I would say. It may speak to the fact that there are members of the SNDF and the BMA near that vicinity or that radius to actually intercept. But I saw the port commander right now actually commanding some of the assistance or backup to go up there as we see the drone being deployed again. That will they basically. What happens with the pilot here would give instruction in terms of coordinates where that activity that you saw is happening, and then hoping that there will be interception. But we'll bring you updates as soon as we know what has happened to those people which you saw a short while ago on the screen.
Scara, thank you very much indeed. Scara Mafokoane, watching that for you. Just amazing to see that happen so blatantly in so many ways.